Trump announced a long-awaited trade agreement with Japan on Tuesday night. Under the deal, Japanese exports to the U.S. will face a 15% tariff. That is lower than the 25% that the president had threatened against the country earlier this month. And that lower rate will also extend to Japanese auto exports, which is critical as foreign cars are Japan's biggest export to the U.S. In turn, Japan agreed to open up more for American cars, trucks, and agricultural products. But let's talk about the impact here. Joining me right now is Mary Lovely, Senior Fellow at the Peterson Institute for International Economics. Thanks for being here. The president calls this a massive trade deal with China. How big is it? Japan, rather, sorry.
Well, it's understandable. There's so many deals being negotiated right now. It's not a massive trade agreement. It is an agreement in which the Japanese open up their markets in some important ways, but basically swallow a 15% tariff on their exports to the United States. This is good news for Japanese autos who were facing 25% and now reportedly will face 15%. We're seeing that in the markets today, the sense of relief, but it's still a far way from where we were 6 months ago.
And the impact on autos is important to focus in on here, because you also have at the same time, GM just announced yesterday that tariffs cost them $1.1 billion in the second quarter. Stellantis announced that tariffs had costed it some $350 million in the first half of the year. I mean, we're talking about, when you talk about GM, that's America's biggest automaker. I mean, can you put this in perspective for us, how significant this is, what we are hearing now from U.S. automakers?
Well, in the interest of trying to shore up the U.S. automakers, I'm afraid the government has been adding enormous amounts of costs and uncertainty to automakers and their plans for new models. The automakers, both transplants and domestic brands, have been warning for months that tariffs were going to create havoc with their planning, their costs, their operations, their exports. And we're seeing those chickens come home to roost in these earnings numbers. U.S. automakers use imports as a way to reduce the cost, particularly of models they sell in fewer numbers. And raising the costs of the imports of those parts and vehicles really does cost them in terms of the bottom line. We have to remember also, Kate, that they have been subject to enormous amount of uncertainty in the U.S. plans for dealing with climate change. Investments and plans that they had made for battery ventures, for new assembly plants, have either been mothballed or put on hold, and charges have to be made for those losses. So all in all, the U.S. auto industry has just been sort of yanked back and forward. Bottom line, we're going to see higher prices and probably fewer exports as U.S. loses competitiveness around the world.
Because I was going to ask you, Mary, because GM, I found interesting, also said that there was no immediate plan to hike prices specifically to cover the greater costs associated with tariffs. My question is, how long do you think automakers can absorb this new cost?
Well, of course, as economists say, all else equal, we have to think about what's going on with the economy. If auto prices are softening, it's going to be harder for automakers to pass those costs along immediately. But eventually, if the market demands a certain return on auto stocks, those costs are going to have to be passed through to consumers. If not now, because auto sales are softening, then in the future, as they begin to tighten up. So we are already seeing price increases in other areas, in steel, in tomatoes, in other sorts of goods and services that are influenced by these tariffs, and we will absolutely see it in autos. Just one other point that's worth noting is that we're going to see fewer models being brought into the United States and fewer models being made by U.S. producers. So U.S. consumers are also going to face reduced variety when they go auto shopping.
Mary, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for your time. John.